My wife shouted, "I should have married Chris. He's a real man." I murmured, "You're free to try." Then I sent Chris a screenshot of her outburst. His response made her lock herself in the bathroom. I'm Jake, 31, and was washing dishes when my wife, Tessa, 29, yelled this during another argument about finances. We'd been married 4 years. The backstory? I suggested skipping her cousin's destination wedding to afford new tires and fix our broken AC. Apparently, this made me less of a man than Chris, her ex from a 3-year relationship before me. Chris would never make me miss family events. He actually took care of his partner. God, I should have married him. He's a real man. I turned off the faucet, dried my hands deliberately, looked at her, and murmured, "You're free to try." She scoffed. "What?" "You can still marry Chris." "I won't stop you." Before she could reply, I did something impulsive. I grabbed a screenshot from our doorbell camera which had captured her entire rant with audio and texted it to Chris. "Your ex says she wishes she'd married you." You in? Tessa was still going on about how Chris bought his girlfriend a Tesla when my phone pinged. Chris texted back, "Lol, is this for real?" Dude, I dumped her after she maxed out 3 of my credit cards and called my mom stingy. Tell her I'm good. Oh, and that Tesla she's obsessed with. It's a 2015 Honda Civic. Tessa's always lived in a dream world. Good luck with that chaos. I showed Tessa the screen. She read it once, then again. Her face went from flushed to pale. She bolted to the bathroom, locked the door, and I heard her sobbing and dialing someone. 20 minutes later, she emerged, grabbed her purse, and left without a word. That was 3 days ago, and that's when the real drama kicked off. Update 1. Tessa didn't come home for 2 days, crashing at her sister Simone's. But she wasn't just sulking, she was scheming. First, she posted a gem on Facebook. Sometimes, you don't see you're in a toxic relationship until your partner reveals their true colors with petty, spiteful actions. Texting my ex to shame me? That's a new low. Exploring my options. Her mom, Darlene, commented instantly, "Sweetie, come home. You don't deserve this." Her dad, Frank, "That guy was never good enough for you." But public posts invite truth. Chris's girlfriend, Bella, commented, "Hold up, is this the Tessa who messaged my boyfriend last month asking if he ever thinks about what could have been? The one he had to block?" The comment vanished, but I'd already screenshot it. Then Tessa made her first misstep. She tried logging into our savings account, not to withdraw, as it's solely in my name, but to check the balance. How do I know? The bank called about suspicious login attempts from her phone. She was planning something. That evening, she returned with Simone and Darlene, full intervention mode. "We need to address your actions," Darlene began. "My actions?" "Texting Chris was abusive," Simone added. "Emotional abuse." "Interesting. Tessa, did you mention last month?" Tessa's eyes widened. "What about last month? When you DM'd Chris asking if he thinks about what could have been. His girlfriend mentioned it." Silence. Darlene turned to Tessa. "You said he was stuck on the past." "Mom, it's not like that." I pulled out my phone. "I also have screenshots of you texting your coworker Jordan about how hot he is. 2 weeks ago. Shall I go on?" Simone looked repulsed. "Tessa, what's wrong with you?" They left after Tessa swore it was a misunderstanding and we just needed space. But that night, as I slept on the couch, my choice, I overheard her on the phone. "I need $5,000, just until I sort things out. No, I can't ask him. Please, Daddy." Frank said no. She slammed her phone down. Update 2. Yesterday, Tessa went full entitlement. She called my mom, sobbing about how I was financially controlling and isolating her. My mom called me right away. "Jake, Tessa says you're blocking her from money." "Mom, she has her own checking account with her paychecks. She wants my savings from before we married. She didn't mention that, or that she's texting her ex and calling her coworker hot." "Exactly." "Want me to handle it?" Do what you think's right, Mom. My mom called Tessa back and, from what I heard, said, Dear, I raised my son to respect his partner, but not to be a pushover. Stop lying to me, or I'll tell everyone about the $200 you took from my purse at Christmas and never returned. Tessa came home fuming, accusing me of turning everyone against her. Everyone? I've only talked to you and showed you Chris's text. You lied to your mom. I told her the truth. You're mad your lies failed. Then she dropped a bombshell. I want a divorce and I want half of everything. Okay. That's it? Yeah, file the papers. She expected me to beg or fight. Instead, I started Googling divorce lawyers right in front of her. You're not even going to try to save this? She shrieked. Save a marriage where you wish you'd married someone else and text other guys? I'm good. She grabbed her phone and called someone. Daddy, he's giving up on us. He's not fighting for our marriage. I heard Frank sigh. Tessa, you told him you wished you'd married someone else. Why should he fight for you to keep treating him like trash? She hung up on her own dad. Update 3. Tessa leaned hard into the victim role this week. She posted on Instagram about facing tough times and needing support and prayers, setting up a Venmo with the caption, Rebuilding After Betrayal. Someone sent her $20, Chris, with the note, For therapy. You need it. She blocked him everywhere and had a breakdown. Then came workplace drama. We work at different companies, but she'd been telling her coworkers I was abusive and controlling. One, Destiny, messaged me on LinkedIn. Hey Jake, I work with Tessa. She's saying disturbing things, claiming you monitor her accounts and won't let her leave, and asking for loans for an escape fund. But she showed up yesterday with a new Michael Kors bag, so something's off. A new bag while begging for escape money? I thanked Destiny and sent the message to my lawyer. That afternoon, Tessa's coworker, Jordan, the hot one, showed up at our apartment. Dude, we need to talk. No, we don't. Your wife's telling everyone at work you're dangerous and asked to stay at my place. I laughed. And? My girlfriend's pregnant and furious. Tessa knew that. She's trying to wreck my relationship because I turned her down last month. You turned her down? Yeah, she hit on me at a work happy hour. I shut it down. Now she's causing chaos. I asked if he'd tell a lawyer. He said, absolutely. That evening, Tessa came home with multiple shopping bags. Retail therapy? I asked. I deserve nice things after what you've done to me. What I've done? Like showing your ex what you said about him. You humiliated me. You humiliated yourself. I just provided proof. She threw a shoe at me, missed, hit the TV and cracked the screen. That's coming out of your half, I said calmly. She screamed and stormed to the bedroom. Update 4. The lawyer meeting kicked off. Tessa hired Lawrence, supposedly the top divorce attorney in town, per her Google search. My lawyer, Denise, chuckled when she heard his name. Lawrence? Great at charging fees, not at winning when his client's case is weak. We met for mediation. Tessa arrived in a full designer outfit, new jewelry, fresh manicure, claiming she needed alimony to maintain her lifestyle. Denise presented evidence. Your client spent $3,400 on clothes and accessories this week while claiming financial distress? Lawrence stared at Tessa. You spent what? I needed to look professional for these meetings. $3,400 worth of professional? The mediator, Dorothy, an older woman, wasn't impressed. Ma'am, you're employed full-time, have no kids, and the marriage lasted 4 years. What's your hardship? He emotionally abused me. How? He texted my ex. After you said you wished you'd married him. Silence. Denise pulled out more documents. We also have statements from Jordan Martinez and Destiny Williams about your advances toward Mr. Martinez and false claims against my client. Tessa paled. How did you? They came forward voluntarily. You've been causing issues at their workplace. Lawrence requested a break. I overheard him outside. You hit on a coworker and lied about abuse? Do you realize how this looks? They returned and Lawrence said they'd consider a clean split, no alimony, each keeping their own assets and debts. No, Tessa snapped. I deserve compensation for my pain. Dorothy snorted. Pain. Ma'am, this is a no-fault divorce state, and even if it wasn't, you're the one who wished for another man. We left without a deal. Update 5. Tessa's entitlement hit new heights. Unable to get money legally, she tried other tactics. She started selling my stuff on Facebook Marketplace, my gaming console, my guitar, my signed baseball collection. Problem? I work from home Fridays. I caught her loading my guitar into a guy's truck. That's theft, Tessa. It's marital property. I bought it 5 years before we met. I have the receipt. The buyer looked uneasy. Man, I don't want trouble. No trouble. It's stolen property. I'm calling the police. He unloaded the guitar and left. Tessa was furious. You ruined that sale. You tried to steal my guitar. The cops arrived. I showed receipts, photos of me with the items pre-marriage, and the marketplace listings. Tessa claimed it was a misunderstanding. They warned her that another incident would mean arrest. That night, she called Chris from our landline at 1 a.m. I overheard through the bedroom door. Chris, I know I screwed up, but we were great together once. Can't we try again? Your girlfriend doesn't have to know. Oh, you're married now? Since when? Last month? You didn't post about it? You blocked me? She hung up, sobbing for an hour. Final update. The divorce was finalized yesterday. Here's how it went down. Tessa made a last-ditch effort, claiming in court she was pregnant. My lawyer demanded proof. I don't have the test here, Tessa said. The judge, fed up with the case, ordered a recess for her to provide evidence. She returned with a pregnancy test she tried taking in the courthouse bathroom. Negative. Your Honor, my client seems to be in emotional distress, Lawrence said, exhausted. The judge wasn't moved. Miss Wilson, you've wasted this court's time with false claims, attempted theft, and now a fake pregnancy. My ruling, clean split. Each keeps their premarital assets and debts. Due to Miss Wilson's actions, she'll pay Mr. Wilson $1,200 for the damaged television and attempted theft. I have to pay him? You're lucky he's not pressing charges. Any objections, counselor? Lawrence shook his head. No, Your Honor. Outside, Tessa had a public meltdown. You destroyed my life. I gave you my best years. 4 years, Tessa, and you spent them wishing for someone else. Darlene tried to calm her. Honey, let's go. No, he needs to know what he's losing. I know exactly what I'm losing. Someone who called me less than a man, hit on her co-worker, lied about abuse, and tried to steal my stuff. I'm heartbroken, even Frank was done. Tessa, enough. You caused this? The best part? Jordan and Destiny were there as witnesses. Jordan's pregnant girlfriend confronted Tessa. You tried to ruin my relationship because my man rejected you. You're pathetic. Tessa couldn't respond. Then Bella, Chris's wife, and Chris pulled up, not for court, but to pick up marriage license copies for their honeymoon. Tessa? Bella said, surprised. Oh, your divorce. Chris, isn't this the ex who keeps contacting you? Chris looked awkward. Let's go, babe. Wait, Bella said to me. You're Jake? The one who warned Chris about her messages? Thanks. That helped us decide to elope. They left hand in hand. Tessa watched her ex walk away with his new wife, freshly divorced and ordered to pay me. She didn't cry, just stood in shock. Now, Tessa's living with her parents, fired from her job for creating a hostile work environment after Jordan filed a complaint. Chris and Bella are honeymooning in Greece. She posted photos. Jordan and his girlfriend are thriving. I kept the apartment, my belongings, and my peace of mind. Last week, I ran into Simone at a coffee shop. She apologized for siding with Tessa initially. She's my sister, but she's always been like this, chasing what others have, never valuing what's hers. You're better off, I know. She's still obsessing over Chris, showing us his wedding photos, saying, "That should have been me." But she had her shot with him. And you, "Yeah, but Tessa doesn't want what she has. She wants what's out of reach." Always has yesterday, an unknown number texted, "Jake, I'm sorry. Can we talk?" I replied, "No," and blocked it. I'm doing well. Started therapy to process this healthily, unlike spending $3,400 on clothes. Joined a hiking club. Even had a date with Carmen, who laughed at this story and said, "At least my ex only stole my Netflix password." To those asking if I regret texting Chris, not at all. He deserved to know his ex was fixated on him, and his response shattered her delusions instantly. The irony? If Tessa had been honest about her unhappiness instead of cruel, we could have parted amicably. Instead, she lost everything chasing a fantasy that was never real. At least she's got her designer bags for company. Edit. Stop asking for Tessa's Instagram. Let her move on in peace. Edit 2. Yes, Chris and Bella married that quickly. They'd been together 2 years, and Tessa's harassment pushed them to elope. Edit 3. No, I'm not serious with Carmen yet. It was one date. I'm taking time to heal properly.